Hey, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Lucas Haneman here. Welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. I have returned with a haircut and a new shirt. Hope everyone's doing well. On today's episode, I wanted to do the rebuttal episode to last week's episode. Last week we talked about when is it a bad time to change your pickups, and I kind of said to you guys that I think that 99.999% of the time it probably is a bad idea to change your pickups, especially right after you get a new guitar. Now, in this week's episode, I want to talk to you guys about when I think it's an okay idea to change your pickups, when it's not such a bad thing to do, because there are times when that is indeed the case. I got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guitar here from the late, great Gerard Melanson. The guitar in last week's episode was the red guitar that I purchased secondhand. This one I purchased brand new from him, and I had it custom made to my spec. And I love a good telly, so I thought, you know what, this is going to be the be-all, end-all telly. And I had it shipped to me with Gerard's own PAF pickups, which he had wound by DiMarzio. So I loved those pickups. I thought they were really, really, really great pickups. They sounded wonderful, especially on recording. They really sounded great. But I got into a situation where I found that this guitar was doing a lot of what my Eastman guitar did, but just not quite the way that I wanted it to be. I kind of found that it was a little bit redundant. And I know that sounds crazy because this is a solid body guitar, a telly style guitar, and originally it had traditional humbuckers. And my Eastman is an almost hollow body guitar, but with traditional humbuckers. But I was finding that for me, I especially love traditional PAFs in like a semi-hollow body guitar. I have yet to find a solid body guitar that I love them in, and I can't wait until that day, because I would love to find like a good Les Paul style guitar. But for my playing situation, I found that this guitar was just a little compressed with those original pickups, which I had in this guitar for about 9-10 months, and I loved them for what they were. But I heard through a friend of mine about this guy from Newfoundland named Craig Vineham, who was making these pickups that were humbuckers that had more of a single coil sound. And for me, because I'm someone who plays so often with a clean amp and with my fingers, I really enjoy that single coil type attack where, you can slap your low E string with your thumb and get that kind of crisp attack, right? I really, really enjoy that. And I wasn't really getting that so much with the humbuckers in this guitar. So I thought, you know what? These pickups, they're made by this guy named Craig Vineham. They're for a very, very good reasonable price, so I'm not going to lose too much on the deal, and I'll get to keep the original pickups that came in this guitar. So if I ever get like a gig where I feel like that's the right sound and it's going to be worth it for me to swap them back in, then I can still do that, because I did love them for what they were. But these are very unique, and I find that they have a bit more of like a P90 or mini humbucker type sound, where it's certainly brighter than a traditional humbucker. It's the perfect telly on steroids sound now with these Vineham Rockabilly pickups. I really, really love them. So let's just hear the tones, okay? I started off with that intro thing on my neck pickup, which you can hear. It's got lots of clarity for a humbucker. It's still fat, but it's definitely cleaner and certainly crisper, especially, again, the way I judge it is this low E string. Listen to... It sounds great clean, and sometimes I find humbuckers do not sound as good clean as these pickups sound amazing clean. They sound great under, any circumstance. In my humble opinion, they sound really nice. So they're unique, and I like unique pickups. Listen to that clarity. You know, it's not like a Strat neck pickup sound. It does its own thing. It's fatter, it's warmer, but it still has that clarity. So I really like that. It really reminds me of like a nice dog ear P90 or something like that. Here's both pickups together, which I love on this guitar for something funky. So let's check that out. It's great for that R&B, you know, really intense stuff. I really enjoy that. And again, this is all with my fingers so far. I'll pick up a pick in a minute and show you guys that. Here's the bridge pickup, which I love because it really has that. I mean, these pickups are voiced to be almost like a cross between a Filtertron, a wide range humbucker, and like a Tele pickup. So I really like this fat but articulate bridge sound here, you know, which I dig it for sure. So listen to this. Dynamic pickups. I really like one thing that's interesting. If I pick up a pick with these pickups here, it's really cool how responsive they are to where you play. So I'm just trying to grab a pick from my pocket. Okay, here we go. So listen to this. I'll go back to the neck pickup. Now listen to how big of a difference it makes. If I pluck here, versus here. Let my bridge pickup will do the same thing. And an in between. It almost sounds like three different pickups. It's really cool in the room, especially if I pluck over here. It almost starts to sound like an out of phase tone, which is really cool. It reminds me of lots of those old blues records. So yeah, I mean, for me, these pickups bring me a lot of joy, and this pickup really came, this guitar, pardon me, really came to life when I put these Vineham Rockabilly pickups in it. I mean, it's a great guitar, and it was a great guitar when it came from Gerard. I mean, his pickups, like I say, they're absolutely amazing. But for my playing style, which tends to be a lot more clean, edge of breakup, I just love these pickups because they're low output, and I just tend to favor them. I mean, I use heavier strings, I use high action, and I really dig into my guitar a lot. So these pickups worked out for this guitar. And it's often the case that is not the situation when you put new pickups in your guitar, especially if they're similar in nature to what came in the guitar initially. You might be a little bit let down. So if you're replacing PAFs with PAFs, you're not going to necessarily find that it's totally worth it. But if you're replacing PAFs with, this, which is like a split pole design, a totally different beast, a totally different animal, expecting something different, and if you get that, then you might be very pleased. Like for me, it just made the guitar all the more versatile. Nothing against PAFs, I love them, but to me it's a very versatile guitar now. So please let me know in the comment section below, have you ever changed the pickups in your guitar and been satisfied like I have been in this situation? That's about it for this week. Please don't forget to ring the bell. I love to hear what you guys want to say in the comment section. It means so much to me. So thank you so much for always tuning in and letting your voice be heard. That's about it for this week. We'll see everybody again next Tuesday.